I'm a dog trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, obedience. So
basically,
yeah, stand a couple years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the hardest dog you ever had to train?
The hardest, my dog right now. Supposedly, he's my first high drive. My shepherd.
Where you been, shepherd man?
Yeah.
You been a shepherd, huh?
December. I picked him up in. When did I come? I don't remember.
Almost a year and a half.
Yeah, I had him for about a year. Year and some change. Yeah, drop him. Yeah. Watch you all the time.
I'm full of rhetoric, man. Don't take me no mind. I'm just a fool who knows a few things or two.
No, I'm honored to be here.
What are you trying to shoot today?
I want you to look at that stuff I got. I'm still breaking everything down. I haven't even started the recall part yet. Because every time I think about teaching something, it's like, dang, I gotta go back to. Well, you told me to break everything down.
Don't overthink. Breaking stuff down is for the business. Overthinking it, you gotta get out there, man.
Yeah.
Look, the more we think, the less we do. Unless you think about how to make more money.
Yeah.
And then even them, what did all the rich people say? Look, I went and I lost 100 million. You know why? Because they didn't think about it. But they learned the lesson and they know how to get the money back. So in this case, don't overthink it, man. Writing everything down is just one step. Second thing is putting it out there and then continue to iterate. When LinkedIn started, they bet that they would get, let's say, a stupid amount. Realistically, the guy who bet the lowest amount of numbers, which is like what, 2,500 subscribers, he won. Fast forward, $67 billion in sales. Well, they sold it for 67 and some change. Iterate. A lot of people want to get it right the first time. What you learn in business, just like in life, you got to go out there and miss a few shots. You got to go out there and lose a few races. You got to go out there and get your ass whipped. Ali's one of the greatest fighters because he kept getting back up. That's it, that's all. Tyson was defined by his wins, and we never really saw him win because he never came back. He never could. George Foreman, they did like this. It was like, 50 years old, and what he said, I needed the money. And then he turned around and won.
Yeah.
He go, this old joker didn't beat this young cat's butt. He had something to lose. Matter of fact, he had nothing to lose. So he had to win. In your case, if you just get out there, 9 out of 10 people, unfortunately, they overthink it, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I did think as much as some people. Then when shit get done though.
Yeah. Well, so I don't think I'm overthinking it. I think I'm trying to break it down too much.
Set the camera down and see if you can interpret everything that he's doing. And then, sure. Yeah. If he can't interpret it, there's no reason I need to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody said this.
No. Really one of those things like this.
Because it's
if
like,
you can make sense of it.
Because if I tell you, hey, lure the dog, and I don't break down how to lure, I can't teach the healing.
I told you lure's a bad word.
Inspire.
And not even inspire, it's just like when you lure the dog, here's how you connect to your dog. You might even say connect.
Yeah, there you go.
First connection's here with the nose.
Yeah.
Once you start doing this and that, boom, dog's intrigued.
So the definition of lure is to tempt a person or animal to do something or to go somewhere, especially by offering some form of reward.
Too long of definition. It's that simple. Okay. Right then and there, some of the most effective words have the shortest definition. If I told you I was gonna slap you, you understand what's happening. My hand's gonna come back, and it's gonna hit you somewhere on your face or your head or something. You see what I'm saying? That's clear. Everybody understands slap. Or a guy named Manoj who started 5 Hour Energy at 50. What did he say? He said people come with some big grand suggestion about business stuff, and he said, "Is it slam dunk?" He said, and that made everybody go think, "Oh, we can all understand slam dunk. If it's not slam dunk, you don't think we're gonna like?" You got more work to do. We start again processing, coming up with all stuff, using too much definition. And trust me, I know a lot of definitions. I live by definition. I define everything so I can simplify. Because a lot of times it gets overcomplicated. But the less definition, the more work, the more it starts making sense. And what makes a business is unique is you finding things that are specific to you. That's the whole thing. I ain't doing nothing different other than making shit clear.
See, and I guess I'm putting the definitions to try to make it people understand.
So you want to take the definition and simplify that definition into basically a simple phrase. So for example, right here you said, what is a reward? You put a definition, a thing given in recognition of one's service, effort, or achievement. You simply want to say...
He literally put that down?
Yeah, you simply want to say, what is a reward? Whatever makes the dog happy. Toys, treats, Whatever. That's that simple.
Everybody's over here getting smart.
Don't overcomplicate it.
And that's what I did.
That means it's
And
working.
you did that great right here at the very beginning, actually. Like, you did a very great job right at the start. Like, movement is the best way to communicate with the dog. Okay, I get that, because you move for it to come, etc. Right? And I mean, you did that really good here, but then down here you got too technical. You basically want to do what you did here through everything else. Keep it simple. One sentence, not smaller. Something anybody can connect to.
So when it's too simple, you guys say I don't break it down enough. So like, I guess I need to find that medium in between those two.
It's just not unique to you. What was Facebook before they said Facebook? What was Instagram before they said Instagram? What's going to make you unique in a space that is saturated with trainers? I mean, you just get sick of seeing them. This is the same way I used to feel about personal training. Like, everybody's a personal trainer. That thing, boom. Just like everybody started karate school when Bruce Lee hit the wall. You're like, you got to really think about your uniqueness. Because I understand how to be unique and how to clarify things. Think about it. I ain't did nothing different. Niggas been breeding dogs for over 10 years. For 30,000 years.
Well, you're doing a little bit different because people actually work with the pups.
But that's my point though. So you say, hey, what's gonna make me unique? They don't know how to do this. But they don't love dogs.
And so right after that, you got success right here. So once again, too complicated. The percentage estimate dog would perform command given out of 10 times on the first. I mean, that's too much. I'm already lost just trying to read it. So what you would just simply say here is like, the dog would have a success rate of basically 3 reps. Something like that. Like 3 good reps, and then boom, put them up. That's simple for someone to understand, but without overcomplicating it by, because this tend to 2 out of, I don't even know what's going on here, bro.
So people want to push their dog along too quickly. So this gives them a clear mark. If you can get your dog to do something 8 out of 10 times, now you should start adding more distraction.
No, just no. You got 5 reps today. You got 6 reps tomorrow. You got 5 reps over the next 72 hours. 6, 7, 8. You don't give them an option. Part of sales is taking away the options. Somebody says, hey, I want this dog. I say, no, you don't get that dog. I get to choose. That's messing people up too. Now you get messed like, I don't care what dog, as long as I get a dog from you. Nobody gets to choose what dog they get in there. I choose everything based on their lifestyle and what it is that they're doing. I send them like, what's the most? A dog like Zara. They can't deal with that unless somebody really knows dogs. That's probably the most. Like, if I have her like this when she's with me, but everybody else, he can't deal with that kind of dog. And you know that. It's like sending somebody juice. You go, they go, oh my God, this dog just attacked such and such. You'd be like this. Oh shit. You break into a sweat and that phone call came and ate some other dog up. You be like, you know, well, it actually came from some line of dogs that you be like,
They're supposed to do that.
I'm trying to tell you, man,
So right here,
it mess them up.
Entry level, so just say reward should be given within 3 seconds of action being performed. No need to extend, I mean, you're getting too wordy. I mean, but if you simplify just these to some simple phrases, man, I mean, it's all formatted correctly. It just needs to be, you're getting too wordy, I think a little too technical, trying to sound too professional. Just be you, man. I mean, you're out there, you're like, yo, man, you're always talking, hey, 3 good reps and put them up. I'm like, oh, that's what sticks with me. That's how I remember anytime I'm working with the dogs and I get 3 good reps, I put them up.
But this is supposed to be a guidebook so they can have something to refer to, right?
Well, if it was, it sucks.
So that's what I need help with.
Yeah, no, it's like, bro, you were overthinking too much. Bro.
Yeah.
You get in front, and I'm speaking from an investor standpoint. I've sit down and made myself look like a fool in front of very rich white people. And they were just straight up. And even when I look back now, I'm like, that joke was laughing at me.
Yeah.
He's like, dumb Negro.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it. And I was overzealous and over-explaining and all this stuff and got nowhere. And I remember leaving his house one time. I remember I was talking shit to his son. Literally. I remember Dad saying, Trevor, I found an investment for you. When I see you next time, I'll talk to you about it. And I left it. I came back and he handed me an $8,000 check. He said, you figured it out. Mind you, that was after 6 months of being around a guy who made $3,600 an hour. And he kept asking me questions. He'd sit back and he'd draw stuff up for me. And he was waiting for me to get it. That's why I'm like this now. They're not going to out-business me. They're not going to out-communicate me. They're not going to out-dog me for dang sure. There's nothing they could do to get ahead of where I'm heading. Because they're still arguing about some dogs. Yeah. That's just stupid to me. Dog trainers, what makes you unique? Let me ask you this. Can anybody train a dog, yes or no? Yeah. That's not a good thing from a business standpoint, but it's a great thing because now that forces you to think how to be more unique. If anybody can do it, concern from an investment standpoint is what's the barrier to entry? Everybody can do it. Part of my thing was everybody can breed 2 dogs. There's enough dogs in the shelter. They can breed themselves. They don't need you. So what's the sauce? What's going to make you unique? The brand. Some people couldn't build a brand in 10 years. I built it in 6 months. Because I understand brand communication and doing business, which is number 1. So in your case, those are the kind of questions you should be frustrated about. Those are things that frustrate me. If anybody can do it, you've got to be unique. It's got to mean something to people. Even when it don't feel like it's meaning something to you. And trust me, it's registering slowly and surely for me because they're looking at me as some fucking, I don't even get it. And I'm just a guy who takes care of his dogs, minds his business. I don't want to be bothered with nobody. What's going to make you unique? Especially if everybody can do it and they're all over the place. And some people are making a good living. I mean, just like I told you, I figured I smelled 2 or 3 mil. And you showed me what John K. now was doing. I was like, I told you what makes him unique. He says, what did he tell you? I got 9 technicians. I got this. It's probably the least amount of work that he has to do. And the fact that the system in business runs itself. That's probably what makes him unique. And the fact that he's probably just a dude that people like. Likability, all that kind of stuff. And he's probably nice to the dogs and it's got a system in play. And you look at Off Leash K9, all those guys, they created a system and a process that's unique to them.
And then when you go to those folks, they have binders of stuff and it's information like this, right?
Nobody's reading it.
Okay.
No, man, I wouldn't, and yeah, that's the thing.
Nobody reading that binder.
Like for people like me, I'm a visual learner. You know, I gotta be in there. Yeah.
Everything's in digital format.
Exactly. On these phones, man. Everybody on TikTok, right? Like, yo, they're searching. Yo, how do I learn how to do this on TikTok, YouTube, etc. So that's where you gotta leverage. You gotta turn that into digital format. You know, that's just like more so. That's where you gotta bullet point this, simplify it if anybody's gonna actually read it, and keep it like with it maybe 3 to 4 pages max. Small bullet points. Something like a 5-year-old could understand. That's one thing he taught me early on. Make it so simple a 5-year-old could understand it.
Yeah, and that's why the little kids be like, man, I'm a 16-year-old breeder, I want to do this one day, man, you just something. It makes sense. Yeah. I ain't making it sound like, bro, this is what you look for, this is what you do. This is how you get a dog to do this. And again, I always say my dogs ain't shit. And that's what also gets me, like, that dog better than my dog. That's all it has to be. And just slow progression to processes. Processes are what make a business unique as well. Operations. And operationally speaking, your communication skills are the one thing that's going to either set you over or under. Think about it, I'm doing everything that I told you to do. And they're listening to me. Why? Because I got more conviction. That's the other thing. Black people are often convincing based on conviction and the fact that people don't trust him, but they trust that preacher. And I'm just honest. That dog might do it or might not. I can live with the consequences. And I don't care who judged. I'm like, I can't read the comments. I can't read it. I'm like this. I just don't care. Because we got a business plan. We just did a video a second ago.
Yep.
About being so strategic that I know what dogs he's keeping in 2025. I knew that if there was no Merle dog in the first litter, I don't get to keep it. You put these rules in place because you're building a business. It ain't about you. If it's a business, it's got to be bigger. So your question is, how do I get to more people? How do I train more dogs? How do I spend less time, more energy, making more money, changing more lives? You cannot do that. If you could train 1,000 dogs in a day, you wouldn't want that. It'd be too much. There's too much. But online, you see what what's up with Tony Robbins? He's probably mastered it, man.
Yep.
He took 6,000. That joke used to make 6,000 a head. 1,000 people show up at a retreat.
Yep.
He's like, this dude's charging $6,000 and 600 people just showed up. And all he doing is running his mouth.
And keep in mind what he did, and he leveraged COVID too. And he had like 20,000 people like come in. I mean, all on the digital side. Like, I mean, so, bro.
It's damn little crazy.
And that's a lot to process. It's a lot to process. I know.
It makes sense, and again, I'm trying to get there. Like,
here's the thing: you do your business every day, man. You're overthinking this part, and it's really just like, what did I do today?
Yeah.
But the things I'm putting on here are literally the same thing I tell people in person.
You ain't told that. You ain't read that definition.
I was like, hey, bro, I was like, you never said to me, in the palm of your hand, hold the tree. Oh, actually, you had to say that to me before. But like, as far as a person or animal to do something or something, like you never said something like that to me.
But I told you to lure the dog.
The lure of the dog.
I didn't break down the definition.
Yeah, exactly. But you broke. Yeah, exactly.
Because I implied that you already knew what lure meant.
I would, if I were you, like even if you have any footage, or I would definitely start recording before. Anytime you work with that how old is that young girl that you work with? Little girl with the with the big bullet. How old is she? 12. Anytime you work with her, record those sessions and then go back and review it and see how you interact and what it is that you're saying to her to get her to understand everything. And then that's your sauce right there. That's what makes you unique. Because remember, you want to keep it so simple that, like I said, a 5-year-old can understand it. And you have her doing those things with that big bully already. I can't even do half those things with my bully, and I'm twice her age, 3 times her age, man. So
you've done something right. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Clearly, you've done something right.
You've done something right there. So figure out what it is that you did to get her to do all of that, and then boom, take that right there, and then put it on paper. That's it. And that's your formula. And it's that simple.
Food for thought, people. As we come back, we're gonna have Sam put Jemarcus through the ringer, see if he can get one of these hoodlums I got to do what he says, and he can go back and analyze. Sometimes it's good to go back and script, aka he'll challenge him in a real life time. When the kids, when I used to run T-Fit, they'd come and they say, "Boss, what do I do?" I said, "What are you asking me for?" I said, "What would I do if you didn't finish through my line?" They said, "Okay." Because I put them in charge at 16, 17 years old, and they'd run 100 kids. I literally would sit down on the bleachers and shoot the crap with a kid that was like, had a little brace on or something. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And they'll come and interject. "Bro, I told you in charge. Don't ask me nothing else." Because they've done over 10,000 reps by this time, the top T-Fit kids. To the point where eventually, one of my kids, Rock, he said, "Aston owes me tomorrow." I'll be sitting in a chair. Asked me like, "What I do?" I said, "I don't know." But he said you won, so that's that. Why? Because the system wasn't playing. The system was rooted in care. And if you didn't care, if you ever ran past a kid, if you ever cut a corner, then you owe me or you owe them. And I let them continue to learn how to lead through falling back because I did my job. In this case, and I challenge them all. I'd be like, "So why is he doing something? You just watched him do a step up wrong. What's your..." Let's go outside. We go outside. We there for the rest of the day. I'm talking like 5 hours. 5 hours. There's a mother named Megan Dudek one time. She came, she said, "Trev, are these the same kids from this morning at 9 o'clock? I said, "Yeah." "And they running hills this morning?" I said, "Absolutely. They couldn't get right. So here it is 6 o'clock and they're still here." That is crazy. And she messaged me off a post like, "Hey, can me and Lucas come and work out today?" I said, "Absolutely." By the time she got there, them kids were still there. I was raising hell. And it's because they made one mistake. One poor choice. I would say one poor choice, and it was rooted, it just didn't care. And I played for blood, as Doc Holliday would say, because my number one concern was making sure these young men cared about everything. So in this case, I put them in scenarios, challenge their thoughts, challenge who they are, let them get a little, uncomfortable. One time I asked Rock, I said, "Hey, does that make you mad?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Good, I'm gonna do it every time I see you." I knew he wasn't gonna do nothing to me. And then guess what? He became more patient, he became more sound of mind, he became more emotionally in control of himself. One thing that ruins a lot of people is reacting and responding emotionally. And you can't get nowhere if everything you do is based on how you feel. I don't feel good today. Who cares? Nobody cares. The world don't care. We got to be better. That's all that matters. So that's going to be part 2.